was that? I don't understand what that was. Oh God, I am all over the place. I literally feel like I have jet lag. My head hurts. I feel like I'm lost in time somewhere. Like there's a. You ever been? You ever take a trip across the country and you end up in a different time zone? 2 hours, 3 hours. Say you're there for a week or two, and then you go back in your own time zone, and you feel like your whole sleep pattern is disrupted. Your morning routine, breakfast, lunch, dinner, you name it. Well, I felt that before in the past, and I'm feeling it again. And I don't know if it's what's happening in my life, if it's because of the holidays, the extra, I guess, emotional weight on my shoulders. And I was sharing paranormal videos like in my house, and things were just getting out of control to the point where it was becoming unbelievable. Like people were like, "Really? Is this really happening?" And I've been told by people, friends, family, I really don't know who to trust anymore. I'm kind of feel like I have limited amount of friends, and things happen, and I always, friends should always have each other's backs no matter what, you know. But sometimes things happen in life, whether it's involving friends or friends who are like family. There's certain things that get in the way with friendships and relationships, and that is your mental health. If it's not in a good place, it can push your friends away, it can push family away, it can push someone that you care about away because you're not your best version of yourself. So, who do you blame for that? Is it a cycle? Now, the paranormal activity, when it's increased, I'm thinking it's because of the stress that I've been dealing with, the health anxiety. And when you have all that health anxiety, like who wants to even be your friend? Who wants to be around you? Because it's like you're scaring them away, and then you miss out on doing things that you enjoy doing with your friends, either because you have those issues and it causes you to be less productive, even though you think you're working hard, you think you're doing the best you can, and then things don't work out. You're in this fight where there's age discrimination. People don't want to hire you because you're in your 50s. They don't want to hire you because they find out that you have medical needs, that you have a certain routine, that you're going to doctor visits, that you have, a schedule with your oncologist, and you've got all these things that you have to do. And I feel like that's discrimination that should not be tolerated. I don't think that any employer should hold it against someone because they have a pre-existing condition that causes them to have to go to the doctors on a regular basis, and certain things cannot be done, and there's dependencies on certain kind of accommodations that can be provided in a private environment in your home. And it's kind of hard to do some things in a job setting when certain things need to be tended to every 35, 40 minutes. And it could be a random thing. It could be 35, 40 minutes or an hour or two. It's every day it's a different thing. And so this is what I'm up against. And I think all that health anxiety, what it's doing, it's creating this heightened sense of like other anxieties. And then I start thinking that I'm being watched. I start thinking that someone's looking at my windows. I start thinking that someone's, coming to my house, stalking me. And it's like, it's getting to the point where I feel like I can't even live in peace. And it's not just hearing the sounds in the walls, hearing the sounds in the attic, hearing the sounds throughout the house. And, sharing it on YouTube, thinking, wow, there's some kind of paranormal thing happening and it's getting worse. And I don't know if it's because of my energy, is it feeding into it? And I'm trying to be that happy person, but I do have good friends, but they do travel a lot. They go places, and sometimes I go travel with them, but I cannot always afford to do those things. Financially, it's just not in my time to, in my position to go on many of these trips. So I may only do a few, and so there may be a situation where I have a two-way plane ticket and I get a deal on it, and I have to go back on those specific dates. I have to go somewhere and back home on those dates, and then I can't stay longer because then I don't have that discounted rate. And so I miss out on other things that my friends could be doing while I'm back home. And things like this happen in my life. This is nothing new. And it just seemed like it's getting worse. Like I really want to go back in Nevada and just finish what I started. I was there doing some things and exploring places, and I was with some friends, and I just feel like I didn't have enough time there to do everything that I wanted to do. And one of the things that I really wanted to do, I wanted to try to gamble in Vegas, in Las Vegas. Yeah, I know it's probably not the best thing to do considering the financial choices that I've made, and I've gambled in the stock market, but I feel like, oh God, this thing is all over the place. I feel like I might have some luck. I don't know, beginner's luck. And so I find myself, I'm trying to fix this. I find myself in these situations where I try to, I guess, I try to focus on the good things that happen in my life and try to let go of the negative things. And I've been trying hard to let go of the past, the things that have been weighing me down. And I've been trying extra hard to hold on to the memories of the good things that have been happening in the past. Because there's both kinds of things, right? And I've been trying extra hard to hold on to the memories that I've guess had mutually created with other people in my life. I've been trying so hard to hold on to it, just to have an escape from reality, to have an escape from the disappointment in my life, to have an escape from the things that are weighing me down emotionally, physically, the health anxieties. And I want to be this new person, this happy person without having all these issues, and making YouTube a wonderful place, showing the best side of me. And I find myself caught in this cycle of, you know, in my mind, reliving things over and over, reliving moments with my friends, moments with those who I consider family, those who I've always cared about, like reliving that. I'm having dreams of these things, and reliving this, mentally. And now I've got caught up in this cycle of reliving it virtually. This is keeps falling. So YouTube is that place where I relive things virtually. It's like if there's a moment in my life that I've cherished and I cannot let go of, I just want to be in that moment again. However, that can happen. Whether I have the financial means to have that moment happen again, maybe invite some people, go somewhere, and I am coming up with plans and we follow each other's leads, or I am invited to go somewhere and I'm able to stay the whole time and I'm able to do all the things that everyone else is doing without holding back, without the limitations, without the anxieties and the fears holding me back from doing certain things, and not letting my specific kind of sleep schedules interrupt with having time with friends, exploring places, because I don't want to be that complicated person where, I'm not fun to hang around. Because I have all these issues, because I'm in my 50s, because I have to, relieve my bladder every 40 minutes or so, and because I have a specific kind of eating schedule, exercise schedule, you know, walking schedule, and specific kind of foods where I don't eat out. So, when you're on the fly and you're exploring places, a lot of times you don't have that time to cook a healthy meal. So you're out and about and you're eating fast food. And that could be a conflict when I'm all about healthy foods. And then I end up weighing everybody down and I end up being the dead weight. And so I don't want to be that disappointment. So a lot of times I just don't even push the issue or push, if someone's going somewhere, I'm not going to like say, oh, can I go? Can I go? I just keep my mouth shut. And then later on, I'm like, oh, I wish I would have said something, or maybe I could try to change. But I've tried this before. I've tried to eat out. I've been working on a stupid thing. I've been working on these issues. Like I'll go out to a restaurant, try to eat out, and then I don't feel good. My heart's pounding. I feel like I'm getting, these bad headaches. And like, look, I tried. I want to be sociable. I want to be able to travel with my friends and be able to stay the whole time and not like leave early and not miss out on some of the things during the trip, because there's times where I've been on trips with my friends and they'll do like 5 to 10 different things, and maybe I only do 2 things because I'm self-limiting myself. And it's not them saying, hey, I don't want you to do this with me, I don't want you to do that. It's me saying, I don't know if I can do that. I don't know if I can stay up to 3 in the morning. I need to make sure I'm in bed at a certain time, or I can't be around, I can't be too far away from a bathroom because I have my bladder, or, I got to take my supplements, my vitamins. I need to do this at a certain time and that at a certain time. And so this complicates, going on these road trips. And it's not so complicated when I can relive those moments mentally. But who am I fooling? I'm fooling myself. I mean, yeah, I can keep reliving it and then I want to really do it again. And it's like I can have an experience a day ago and already feeling sad a day later, wishing that I can be there for more days up ahead. And like right now, I feel like I'm missing out on something since my friends are out and about. And, I was in Nevada and now I'm here, right? I'm like one place and the other. I'm all over the place, jumping in time, jumping across the country, you know, whether it's in IRL or in a virtual sense. I find my escape. I find my way to to do these things when it's not possible financially, or it's not possible because I am just a handful for others, and I wouldn't be chosen to go somewhere with them by default because they know that I wouldn't be able to afford to stay at a hotel or rent an Airbnb or eat out, or even the travel expenses or whatever cost it may be to do certain things while out and about, because there may be some places that charge money for this and that. And that being a known thing, I cannot hold that against anybody for not having an open invitation for every single thing, especially if it's something that costs money. So, maybe my invitations are going to be limited to local things or things that are not going to require, a lot of money to make things happen. And that's why I feel like, it's like, hey, oh, so you're out here and about. Well, guess what? I just went online and it's yeah, $49 right now. I can fly to Las Vegas round, $49. Like that's a good flight. I'm like, I need to get that now because it's only going to go up higher, right? So It's like, well, can you be able to meet me at the airport and then we can do this? That's kind of what goes through my head. And I was like, the other day, I started looking at the flights. I'm like, okay, I'm missing out on stuff. I want to be able to do something. I want to go somewhere. I want to explore places. I want to get away from the anxiety and all the stress about my health. And I just want to have an escape. And I want to have a real escape. I don't want to keep doing these virtual escapes where I'm fooling myself and then share it on YouTube at the same time. And it causes confusion on YouTube because then everybody's confused. Like, wait a minute, are you here? Are you there? What's going on here? And so this whole thing of me trying to escape, virtually is definitely causing a lot of confusion. And I'm sorry if I'm causing confusion out here. You know, you may look at something, wait a minute, you were here. Wait a minute, what's this? Didn't you just already upload this or that? And I've been in that situation where I've been to places more than once. So maybe somebody sees some footage of me being in the same place again, and they think this is old. Wait a minute, what happened? But there's times where I may go somewhere in the past and record footage, but then what happens is me being like, this is not the first time. I'll upload something and then I won't even realize until maybe a week later, a couple weeks later, a few months later, maybe even a year or two later, that holy crap, there's like this footage and that footage that I intended to include in that upload, and I just forgot to upload it to the computer and edit it and put it into the video. And I'm like, holy crap. So when I have these things happen, it's like, what do I do? Well, let me go ahead and let me just re-upload that and include the footage that was never seen and then put it back out there. And this way it fixes the problem. And say, I know that causes confusion because then everybody's like, they're not going to see the new footage because then they're going to think it's old, but then yet there's new footage. Absolutely. It's new. It's never been uploaded on YouTube. It's never been, uploaded off my memory card of my camera into my MacBook. It's just been sitting there dormant. And I just happened to find it. I'm like, I'll be damned. Like something that was, I think it was the most critical point, the most critical part of a video, the thing that, created that anxiety. And it's like, holy crap, this really happened to me when I was at this place. And then I left it out like an idiot, So I've been going through footage and just looking for everything that I possibly could have left out over the last few years and just going back on it and then trying to put it back together again with those pieces that were missing. And it's been a lot. And there's things that I've done. I never ever shared it at all. And it's in total and, entirety. And like, okay, even though this was recorded a month ago or a couple months ago, because some stuff was recorded a while back, and I'm like, do I upload it now because it's like not really relevant? I mean, like things are different in my life, and it's like that's a point in my life where this was happening and that was happening. And it's like, do I really want to focus on that or move ahead and get away from the past, move on to the future? And that's where I'm trying to get to the point of where things have to change in my life and I have to move out of this house, get away from the quote unquote haunted house. I'd rather just say quote unquote instead of just saying haunted, because I want to leave it up to interpretation, because I shared what I experienced. And instead of me injecting what I think it is, and there was many times where I was very opinionated about what was going on in my house, to the point where it was just overwhelming to everybody. I said, oh, you know what, I'm just going to leave it up to you to figure out what it could possibly be. What am I dealing with, instead of me trying to have the answers for everything. And so instead of me just saying haunted house, I'm just going to say, you know what, let's just leave it at haunted house drama, quote unquote haunted house, whatever it is, because I don't know what the hell it is. I hear the sounds in the attic, things happen, doors slam, cabinets will be open and shut by themselves, water comes on by itself, I hear sounds, knocking, banging, I've felt cold areas in the house, see orbs, lights flicker for no reason. Things happen. I'm like, what the hell's going on? So instead of me just automatically assuming it's ghost, I figured, let me just stop uploading paranormal content coming from the house, because it makes me look like I'm just losing my mind, and nobody's going to hire a guy who's losing his mind, and I need a job because my business is not doing too well. So this is my circumstance that I'm dealing with. Since things aren't doing well financially, I am forced to sell everything. My Tesla has an offer on it, and it's a very low ball offer, but I have no choice but to accept the offer. But I did ask some other people that I know if anybody's interested in a Tesla, because I might be able to get more for it privately instead of trying to sell it to Carfax and all these other places, the Kelly Blue Book. So that's where my situation is getting complicated. It's because I put myself in a situation being a generous person, overly generous with the family vacations, and, just even when selling my house, I feel like I spent too much money from between being up north and down here to Georgia. I feel like between there and there, money exchanged hands. And, me being that family guy and a good friend, I like to help people out when I can. And so helping people out on my way to buying this house caused me to have to cut corners on what I can do here, when I had all these unexpected surprises happen, air conditioning going, cracking the back sliding glass doors, radon in the house, it's like a lot of things were happening. Like, oh, wow, plumbing had to get fixed, electrical stuff, and things were going on. Like, and it was like more money out of my pocket. And that's what happens. I got my glasses on so I can read some comments, see who's out here. But yeah, I just wanted to share with you what was going on. I have to move out. I have to sell everything and move and go up north and finish, I guess, finish my life in that direction where I was for all those years. I thought there was going to be good career opportunities down this way. The only thing that's reassuring is the medical care and the health insurance. That's the only worry I have. If I move back up north, I'm going to lose some of that reassurance that I have. Because, that's the only thing that's got me conflicted. Because I'm middle of being in the care of the doctors, going back and forth to the oncologist. I need to get another CT scan done. So I am back and forth to the cancer specialist. And if I go back up north, that's going to make things complicated. And I got another procedure coming up, and there's things happening, and I need to be around to do those things. And trying to go back up north during the middle of all this, it's going to interfere with my care that I'm getting through the medical, facilities. But I just can't I can't keep this place as much as I want to. And I mean, I have good friends that I'm much closer to, but I don't get to see them, and I cannot travel with them as much as I want to. And if I do, I can't stay with them during the whole trip because I cannot afford to stay as long as they stay. So it's like, even if they're much closer, it's hard to have time with your friends. And I do have a good friend of mine coming to visit soon. And I had another good friend of mine who was here. And so, like, I love the company. I love having friends over. I wish I could just have friends outside of the whole YouTube thing. I wish I could just have friends to spend time with, and there's no other distractions. You know what I mean? Just friends who have the time to spend with me. I feel like YouTube is a curse at times, because it takes away the friends you cherish and want to spend time with, because they get so busy pursuing their YouTube careers. And I don't fault them. I don't blame them. The problem is I do the same thing. I'm a YouTube content creator. I get very creative with my video creation. Sometimes I'll spend a couple days on just a 30-minute video, just getting everything I need together to make that video happen. You know, and I'm talking creativity. I get to the point where I'm with a paintbrush and paint cans and hair color and you name it, everything goes in my content. It's like I create that scene. You know, I'm like right now I shaved up, I colored my hair. It's like there's certain things I do, you know, because I try to change things up. I don't want to always look the same. I want to have a different appearance so that I'm not boring. You know what I mean? I feel like if I go around with the same old beard that was getting all gray and everything, people are like, oh, he looks like an old man. He looks like he's turned into Santa Claus. So I want to get young again. So then I color my hair, you know, maybe I'll paint some stuff and it gives me it gives me something to pop into a video, you know, something new and exciting instead of the same thing over and over. Like I got a project I'm working on and I haven't done it yet, but back there is going to be a different color. It's going to have a backsplash on it, right? I figured that might make it easier to sell the house, having a backsplash on there too, because I have backsplashes back there that I put on there, but I never did finish this. But I figured maybe that would help. You know, that would be somebody would definitely want to buy it with all that, you know. All right, so let me read the comments here. I'm trying to find a place to sit still. I was telling you guys that I was going to try not to walk around the house too much because I cannot sit still. Today was one of those days. It was very, very windy, very crazy weather. I mean, I don't know what's happening, Mother Nature, but I was like, is there a hurricane coming? I was like, what the hell's going on? Let's see. I'm new to your channel. Love your content. Thank you so much, Elizabeth. All right, let me just, my hand's getting numb. I'm holding this big giant light. Moving with Omar. There you go. Actually, I did have an invitation to go, you know, visit, you know, when he gets back. You know, like I said, I cannot do all these things that my friends do, and if I do, I cannot stay as long as they can stay. And sometimes I have to have a separate travel plan. It's just my life. It is like I'm not raking in the big dollar signs that a lot of these YouTube content creators are because they have other things that they got going on in their lives, you know, investing in this, investing in real estate, investing, you know, other side jobs, other hustles. You know, I have a lot of side jobs, you know, like I just can't do DoorDash because my insurance says I cannot do it. Otherwise, it invalidates my car insurance. And then if anything ever happens, they don't cover it. And the only way they would cover it, they said I need to give them another $400 for towards the policy for them to cover DoorDashing. I'm like, are you kidding me? $400? Like, I'm just trying to have like extra side income. Like that $400 is going to eat into my profit, and I'm gonna have nothing. They're like, I wasn't even expecting to make maybe $200 or $300 extra with DoorDashing. It would cost me more in insurance to be able to DoorDash without having any issue with my coverage. So that kind of sucks, you know, because DoorDashing, they don't discriminate, right? But if you want to work in the construction field, if I want to do electrical work, I want to do, you know, hardcore labor, you know, just like lifting up lumber, brick laying, things like that. I have a lot of construction experience and electrical experience. They want younger people, obviously. They don't want someone that's in my 50s, you know, in their 50s who is dependent on, you know, relieving their bladder every 45 minutes. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is. I don't feel like, let's just say this. I can't say I feel like this or that. All I can say is that I feel like I'm still in my 20s, even though I'm not in my 20s anymore. I run, I jog, I walk. I don't get tired out. I get up. I don't lay in bed all day. When I'm up, like when I look at the clock and I say, oh, it's 8:30, it's 9 o'clock. I'm jumping up like thinking like, man, it's too late. But I do that because I try to get at least 7 to 8 hours sleep because that's something that, you know, is required for best health, right? Get a minimum. And I don't want to oversleep. And then I do go to bed late, like, you know, 1 o'clock. And yeah, I never had a problem getting up, you know. So it's, you know, I just feel fine. Uh, I mean, if you're in your 50s, Elizabeth, feel the pain. Hi, Jen, how you doing? Hello from Manitoba, Canada. I have some friends in Canada who are like family to me, you know, just like family to me. Wish they can come visit. Wish they can come here. Elizabeth, how you doing? You look good with just a mustache. There you go. Hey, Lori. Yeah, with just the mustache. I guess the mustache itself was getting so bushy. I don't know. It was to me. It just seemed like it was getting a little too 80s. Like I started to look like I could hang out with Tom Selleck or something. If you have Medicare or Medicaid, they say that Wellplane is good to add to it and get over-the-counter products healthy. Yeah, I know Medicaid. It's kind of a trick. Medicaid's a tricky thing because technically, in a lot of states, you have to pay that back. And if you don't pay it back, people in your family have to pay it back. It's like if anything happens to you when you leave behind all these bills for Medicaid, you're just leaving behind someone, you're leaving that responsibility for someone else to pay back Medicaid. That's what I've heard before. And then there's asset limitations, for qualifications, just like food stamps, that there's assets. So you could be making $600 to $800 a month like I am doing right now, but yet you have a car or you have more than $1,000 in your checking account, then you don't get any. You don't qualify for, any of that. It depends on where you are. With me, I've been living off my IRA, my retirement. So of course I got to have more than 1,000, but of course then I have, hate to say it, I used to have a large amount of money in there, but I spent it over the last, 3 or 4 years, ever since the pandemic. And let's just say I can't buy a car with what I have in my retirement that would be reliable enough to get me anywhere. That's how depleted it has become. But it's still over the threshold to even qualify because to say you have too much assets, in your retirement, so you're not going to be able to qualify for this or that, but yet you're struggling to make ends meet, because your limited income of $600 to $800 a month, and then you're dipping into your retirement to fill in the gaps, and then yet they won't cover you. So right now, I get my subsidies from the government towards my health coverage through the Affordable Care Act. But the problem is I'm like under that threshold this coming year, and I might lose it, and then I'm gonna fall between like Medicaid and nothing, because there's a point where you make too little, then you no longer even can get the ACA, Affordable Care Act subsidies, because you have to make a minimum amount and then there's a maximum amount. And so if you're under the minimal, then they refer you to Medicaid. But then if you have too many assets, if your retirement's like over a couple $1,000s, then you might not be able to get that. And then you lose out on those opportunities. And so then you have no coverage at all. So what do? Well, then you end up cashing out more of your retirement to make your income go a little higher so you stay in health coverage, which is totally legit. You do that and your accountant, says that's fine because they count your IRA, early distribution as income, and there's nothing wrong with that. You take it out and it's counted towards income and it keeps you in the minimal threshold. But then yet your IRA is vanishing before your eyes. And I'm running so low right now that I'm not going to be able to do that next year. I'm not going to be able to, I'm not making enough money. Let me just take out this much from my IRA. It's counted as income, keeps me under that, keeps me just above the below threshold to where I don't lose coverage, because then I'd be forced to have Medicaid, which I couldn't get because I'd have too much to have Medicaid. It's a catch-22. So in that situation, it's like, what do I do now? I'm trying to get some side hustles, get some side jobs, sell some stuff, try to get some extra income to pay what I need to pay, and then show some more income so that I don't lose my health coverage, because 2024 is like here and I'm like skirting around the bottom threshold. And if one more bad month comes by and I put it down, they might drop my health insurance. And then what's going to happen with my $13,000 medical bill that I just recently accumulated? how's that going to get paid? So that's the situation I'm in. I'm not trying to cry and complain. This is just a reality check. This is what happens in life. When you get older, things happen. Mysterious things pop up on your body, and instead of ignoring it, you got to get it, checked out. And that's what I've been doing. And it's a scary roller coaster for me because things are being discovered, and it's like this test, that test. Let's find out why this is happening. Why is this going on for almost a year? We need to investigate this, investigate that. I'm like, oh, here we go. More blood work, more ultrasounds, more x-rays, more CT scans. I had a cystoscopy done. My bladder wall is hardened. And my muscles in my bladder are hardened. My prostate's enlarged. I have a cyst on my kidney. There's things going on. And then I have, 7 swollen lymph nodes. So adenopathy in my inguinal lymph nodes. I have 2 swollen external iliac lymph nodes. These things are happening in my body. Then there was these unexplained fevers and weight loss, and I was like, what the hell? Like, these were happening since last February, right? And so all this anxiety I was getting was just affecting my everyday health, emotionally, and it was also bleeding into YouTube content, because then it was like I was this person who was not being myself. I was being someone else, and I felt like I just was gravitating towards the drama of the paranormal in the world, and just every little thing happened in my house became a major problem, and it was like shared on YouTube, and then everybody probably looking at me like, you need to calm down, you need to move out of there, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to have your friend Omar come and help you out with this, or have someone, some of these ghost people come, whatever it is, you need to have somebody come and take care of the problem or help you because it's getting out of hand. And a lot of it, I think I bring it on myself, because I think I just start overthinking things, and that's my problem. I overthink a lot. Would you be willing to do a is it Patreon, or is that like Patreon? You mean? Looming death. Thus, New York. Bet you it's cold up there in New York. Roland, you're so brave. The stuff you deal with. Mamma mia. Quit coloring your hair. Yeah, I get what you're saying on the moving part. You do you, and you do. Say other people are really your fans. They're going to follow me regardless. Thank you so much, Amy. Yeah. My son is on disability, SSA. He gets it. So I think it's the only thing I would probably qualify for maybe is, I don't know. It's a tricky situation. I'm trying to get this light. It's a tricky situation when it comes to like SSA. I did really well over the years, so I did accumulate a lot of income over the years, so I would get a pretty decent, SSA. But I don't know if they would consider my circumstance something that would qualify, because of me having to rely on a relief in my bladder every 45 minutes, and me having heart palpitations and atrial flutter, where my heart will just go all over the place, and there's times where I have to take a deep breath or cough to try to get my heart rhythm back, and hopefully I never have to like shock myself or anything. But these things happen. Other than that, I feel fine. I'm energetic. My heart rate's normally low, like around 37 to 40. That's my resting heart rate. That's been like that for years. But there's like these things happen, and it's like, okay, so whenever I'm stressed out is when it happens the most, and I get stressed out in certain environments. And so I was like, would I qualify? I don't think I would. I don't know if you think I would or not. I mean, some people have these things that are hidden, like you can't really see their issues because they look fine on the outside, but on the inside, there's a lot of things going on. And I just don't know, because somebody might say, oh yeah, just wear Depends. Just wear Depends and you can work anywhere, because you just like an adult diaper. I'm like, are you serious? Like, there's more to it than that. It's like, I know you try to hold on to your dignity as well. And I think it's kind of a mental thing in your mind that there's going to be a time in your life where, you're going to have to depend on this or that. But do you really want to have this, weighing you down? And to me, it's better to do what I can to avoid something like that, because I'm trying to find the answer to the problem instead of trying to just have a Band-Aid to patch the problem. I want to fix the problem from the source, not put a Band-Aid on it, not mask it, not pretend it doesn't exist, you know? I got to switch hands because I can't not feel my fingers anymore because I got this giant light. I have anxiety and I overthink. I'm OCD. There you go. Yes, Rhonda. Yeah, I can relate to the OCD. Oh my goodness. But don't give up, Bobby. Your house is so beautiful. Take it one step at a time and start journaling goals and stuff that you want to do. Absolutely. I want to be able to share, the positive things, the goals. Now, I did upload a video just tonight. I did. I have mixed feelings about it. I don't know if I'm going to delete it or not. It just, there's some confusing because my one of my best friends, Omar, he commented on it, and when he commented, it kind of made me think like I just caused confusion, and I think my friend Omar is trying to clear up the confusion in the timeline of things by his comment on the video. And I think it's because he was just, expressing, that he had a great time, like he enjoyed having that time with me. But it did create some confusion because the way I introduced that video, where I was all over the timeline of life, you know what I mean? I'm jumping here, I'm jumping there. It's like this. Yesterday could have been a week ago, and then last week could have been a year ago, and then last month could have been 3 years ago. And I'm here, I'm there, I'm everywhere. When it comes to YouTube, I don't care about how long ago I had an adventure with a friend or did this. If I never shared it before, I don't care if it's from a year ago, a month ago, or if it's from 10 years ago. If I never shared it on my channel, and I'm up to letting the world see it, I'm going to put it out there. So sometimes there's content that I leave out, not on purpose, accidentally. And I don't find out until a month later or a week later or a year later or three years later. Oh my gosh, I left that out. Well, I'm going to upload it. So is it new content or old content if I'm uploading something that I recorded 2 or 3 years ago that never was uploaded on YouTube, was never even copied off of my camera's SD card. It was just sitting there, never copied, never ever transferred. So is that still considered new? Well, I mean, what are we? Stupid light. Well, so what do we classify that as? New old content, new old stock, new old footage, or new footage, old footage? Like, I don't even know, because YouTube's algorithm is so funny that way, and you gotta work things, in the favor of the algorithm. And the YouTube's algorithm is all about focusing on new stuff, new. It's trying to keep up with the current times. So if the YouTube algorithm ever thinks something is not new, it's not going to push it out to people. People are not going to see it, and then people are not going to want to watch it because they're going to think they already saw it or it's old. And so it gets confusing because there's things that I've done with my friends in the past that I never shared, or there's parts of those adventures that I just never shared because I forgot and left them out, and then decide years later to share those experiences. I want to make sure YouTube's algorithm is not going to mistaken it as something that was already uploaded and say, hey, listen, YouTube, yeah, there may be some parts that were already uploaded, but there's parts that were not uploaded, and please don't mess this up. And I've experienced this a couple times, and it's frustrating because it's like I work so hard at trying to put everything together, trying to fix the mistake I made by leaving things out, and then it causes this whole complication with YouTube, and its algorithm just automatically thinks that something is not, relevant anymore, and it's still new. It's new to YouTube. It's just maybe not new to me, you know? That's the situation I'm dealing with. And I'm sure many other YouTube content creators deal with these things, where they may record footage, over a period of maybe a few months, and then upload maybe once or twice a week. Maybe they got like a whole year worth of footage. And instead of uploading all that footage that they recorded all at once, they spread out those months of exploring to last a whole year. So then there's going to be footage that's eventually going to be a year old by the time it's at the end of the list of everything that was uploaded, because time goes by. But does that make that footage old to YouTube? It shouldn't. Although it may have happened a year ago, it doesn't mean that it's old when it comes to YouTube. It's just old to the person who experienced that. It's old on the memory card, but not on YouTube. And that's kind of where I've been, struggling with, like, trying to find a balance between things that I've shared and things that I mistakenly left out and things that I try to relive. Maybe because YouTube did not push it hard enough the first time and I want to get a second chance at it. So I try again. Am I okay? Maybe I didn't come up with a good title or thumbnail, or maybe my description was not as good as YouTube would want it to push it out to everybody, or maybe I'm selling myself short by not focusing on the main part of the video that was the biggest, I guess, draw, and I end up titling a video based on something in the video that may not be as significant, and then therefore the video doesn't do well. And I'm trying to work at making sure that I focus on the most relevant part of the video and make sure I bring that to the thumbnail, bring that to the title. And so I think maybe in the past, I kind of left a lot of things out, especially when I was like exploring places with my friend Omar. You know, back when I first started exploring places with Omar, I never really mentioned that I was with Omar. I never said, exploring this place with my friend OmarGoshTV. I just said exploring places with my best friend or my friend. You know, I never mentioned his name. And I think a part of the reason why I never did is because I never wanted to give anybody the impression that I was using their name for views. But then I see other people doing that, like, when I watch other content creators that are best friends with Omar, and I'm like, okay, well, here's a guy, he's Mosarji, he's the best friend, he's one of Omar's best friends, and he says featuring Omar Gosh TV. So he says Omar Gosh's name. He doesn't say with my friend, he says with Omar. And so after seeing this happening with other people, I'm like, well, I'm selling myself short because, I want to be able to complete the dot, complete the circle, connect the dots. And if I say I'm hanging out with my friend, people's gonna be like, who cares? I don't know who your friend is. Who's your friend? Like, I'm not interested. But if I say, oh my gosh, then those of you know who he is and you've watched me hang out with him before, and you're like, oh, wait a minute. Yeah. So you're hanging out with Omar. I love when you guys are together, because some people, some of you out here enjoy seeing me hanging out with Omar. And so if I just say I'm hanging out with my friend, it might be like, well, I don't know who this friend is, but I know who Omar is. And I know when I see Bobby and Omar together, they're always having fun and it brings the best out of Bobby. You see me happy around my friends. You see me smiling, you know? And so then I decided some of those videos that I did in the past where I did not, when I just said with my friend, I was like, well, maybe I need to retitle it and include my friend in the thumbnail more often, and let everybody know that my friend is Omar, who I'm with, because people love to see me with Omar. They love to see me happy, and they know how Omar makes me happy. And so instead of me leaving that important piece of information out, since other people who are very good friends of Omar do that, and I'm like, well, if they're doing that, then why am I selling myself short and not doing that? I want to kind of complete this circle so that we all know what's going on. We're all on the same page. There's no mystery. There's no, who is this friend? Maybe somebody will watch wondering who this friend is. But reading the comments you guys have in the past, you guys really enjoy seeing me when I'm with my friends that you know of, the friends that you see me with on a regular basis. Like, you see me with Omar, you see how happy I am. You see me with my friend Tina, you see how happy I am. And yeah, if my friend Tina can come visit more, we can make more content together. But I get so caught up in just wanting to spend time with my friends that I barely think about making content. Just the same with when I'm visiting my friend Omar. It's like when I visit him, I don't have my camera out. It's not a common thing. Oh, I'm going to Omar, so I got to make a video while I'm there. No, it's like I'm there. Like I got to hang out with my bud. I got to hang out with my friend. And that's what I do. I hang out, and I'm not recording anything. I'm just hanging out. And then I feel like I'd be intrusive if I did record, and just wouldn't be right. And the only way I would record is if, say if it was a mutual conversation and we were both thinking about recording something together, and then maybe that would be the time where I would, maybe get a camera and record something or get my phone out. But other than that, it's like, I'm trying to get this thing where I can hold it. It's like, I'm not grabbing my phone out. I'm not recording anything. I'm not being that person. I'm just having time with my friend because I'm there to see my friend. It has nothing to do with YouTube. It just has to do with me and my friend who happens to make YouTube videos just like I do. So it's not like I'm a person who doesn't make YouTube content. I've been there before. I've had that YouTube success where I've had millions and millions of views every week. I've been there and done that. So I feel like I hold that bragging right, and I'm trying to be as humble as I can because I don't make anything but a couple dollars a day on YouTube, and that's my reality. But I've been there, and so it's part of my bucket list to say, well, I've been there, I've done that, I've had that opportunity. Anything else is just a bonus. It's a blessing. It's just, I've been there. Now it's someone else's turn to have that success, and I've seen people come and go. And so when it comes to being with my friends who are also YouTube content creators, it's about spending time with them and being happy. And I know that you see me happy, it makes you happy. And so I want to share that happiness with you guys here on YouTube. I'm going to read some comments. Got to read the comments here. Who is in the live stream tonight? Smash that like button. Show some love here, chat. Love having you guys out here. My hand gets numb. I don't know what the hell's going on. It's this big ass light. Plus I got other things going on. Can you try Randonautica? Yeah, I've tried that. Those videos don't do really well. I've tried it a couple times, uploaded some stuff. I did Randonautica with my friend Tina, with Omar. It's kind of one of those one-hit wonders, one-time thing. It worked out the first time, and then it just didn't work out anymore. Yes, you need to do what works for you. Absolutely. You and Omar are great. Yeah, thank you. I just wish that I had the financial means to do the things that Omar does and be able to stick with, the plan, instead of me being the one deviating from the plan, or, I don't like feeling left out. And it's not like anybody would make me feel left out. I put myself in those situations where I feel like I force myself to be left out because I'm not able to do certain things due to my OCD, my anxieties. It's like I'm also, in a way, I guess, maybe a germaphobe. There's certain things that I wouldn't enjoy doing, and certain places I would not dare to eat. And, I like to have my privacy and have my own room, and it costs more money if you're trying to, have your own room. But, that's, some people can share a hotel, have multiple beds, maybe some people just share one bed. I don't know. Who cares? It's just, it's like brotherhood, sisterhood, whatever it is, family, friends. It's like, you got to do what you got to do. It's combinations. It's nothing more. But I just like to have my space, even though I may love to be with my friends. I don't like to inconvenience anybody, because if I have to get up, every hour or so to relieve my bladder in the middle of the night, I don't want to have to be disruptive to anybody who may share a room with me, or especially in a hotel. And it comes to the point where I get so tired of getting up out of bed, I say, okay, well, I got one of those portable potties. And I hate to say this, but you know, using those, you need to have a kind of a little bit of privacy. And it's like you're in a hotel room, you're just going to bend over and pee in one of those things while you're in a hotel with somebody. It's kind of, yeah, what do you do? And that's got to the point where it's like I'm tired of getting up in the middle of the night and disrupting my sleep. It's easier to roll over the side of bed, and you have one of these things that are designed for people who want, have a overactive bladder or a large prostate and just have to go a lot. The other thing would be a catheter, and like, do I really want to sleep with one of those? And then, you end up getting some other problems by continuing to do that. So that's how life has gotten for me. So when it comes to sharing a hotel with somebody, it's either get up and disrupt somebody every 45 minutes, every hour, every hour and a half, depends on how much I drink, water at night or during the day, or it's a lot of variables take part in that. And it's a situation where then I have anxiety because it's like, okay, I'm in a hotel and I really have to go, but I don't want to get up and disrupt my sleep, and then I'll have to turn the light on, and then I'm going to bang. If I don't, turning on the light is what really messes up your sleep because it throws your circadian rhythm off. So then I'm walking around with blue blocker glasses on, and it's hard to see with them, and I'm stumbling into things. And then sometimes I end up hitting my toe on something, then I might like yell, and then, I might knock something over and startle somebody. I'm like, oh, you know what? This is not going to work out. I'll just get my own damn room. You know, it's kind of how life is. Urinal. He needs to start a Patreon. Oh, that's what it is. Patreon. No catheter. Get a UTI. Absolutely. Yeah. This exactly. You got to be careful about that. Uh, you don't want to get any kind of infections, and then those infections that continue on can actually lead to a higher chance of bladder cancer, and so that's another scary thing. Or some kind of carcinoma. I wish you could do YouTube, but I wish I could do YouTube, but I would freak out. It's like seeing everything being done. Yeah, YouTube could be fun. It's got its ups and downs. Tina G. Oh, is in the house. How you doing, Tina? Maybe one day you'll. Oh crap. Maybe one day you'll be in the house literally again, for real. You know what I mean? And I do have a friend of mine from up north coming to visit. All the way from New Jersey. Oh yeah, that's how it is. You know how that goes. It's AI Comic Bites. Gary, I've been watching your videos for a while now. Awesome. I've had OCD since I was 11. Oh wow. If he isn't give it power, it's amping down. Yeah, I guess it is a little bit. I do have I'm trying to stay in my holiday room, my holiday spirit room, because it helps give me a little bit more positive vibe. And I feel like if there's anything that's going to terrorize my house, whether it's a raccoon in the attic or supposedly some kind of ghost, whatever it may be, that, I read the comments, I hear your ideas. I feel like having this kind of thing going on in the background, it just gives the Christmas spirit. There we go. Oh, what was that? But that's crazy, huh? I don't know. Maybe if I turn into the Christmas tree, I don't need my light, right? Do I need my light? No, I don't. I don't need my light if I do this. Hello there. How are things going? This is my portable Christmas tree. I take it with me on road trips now. If I go anywhere, I take it with me. It makes me feel like I'm like in a better place. You know what I mean? So it's a take along tree that I use as a tripod. I got my tripod, and I can just take my tree wherever I want to take it. If I want to stay at a hotel, make it look like Christmassy, take it there with me. it's it's where it goes. Wherever it goes, I go. Wherever I go, it goes. All right, let's see who's in the comments. And it looks like a real tree from the outside window. And people walk by, they think I got a tree. They got a tree. Like, oh, he's he's okay. He's got the spirit. He'll do all right. He lives alone, but he's all right. He's got a tree up. He must be doing something right in his life. He's not some miserable guy who's just like bah humbug and holidays don't exist, and you're just miserable and don't want nothing to do with the holidays. I want to have some holiday spirit, even though I'm not going to be around those that I used to be around for the holidays, and all that gift giving stuff is just not happening anymore. But at least, have the spirit like, to carry with me emotionally, and, Just live that way. First time I'm watching your stream. There you go, Gary. Glad that you're here in the stream. Glad the chat's out here in the stream. Meet my buff tree. It's like the bright lights that shine. I'm telling you, this is the way to go. You know, you gotta. Bobby, you're great. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much, Rebecca. My dad used to mason jar, and huh. Yeah, I mean, you got to do what you got to do, right? I mean, it's not like I'm lazy. It's like I can get up, no problem. If I have to go, no problem. But when you want to have sleep at night and you get up and you stub your toe on something because you're trying not to turn lights on, and when you start to know your own house and you know you can walk in the dark pretty much with no problem, the issue is that when you got to go, with the way my bladder is, half the time I don't make it in time. It's like by the time I get to the bathroom from the bed, I'm already kind of dribbling. I mean, this is TMI. It really is. I mean, sorry, but I'm just trying to be realistic here. This is what happens. And so to avoid that from happening, it's like having a bedside, I guess, fix for that issue. There's not enough time for those potential accidents, and they don't happen all the time. It depends on how badly I got to go. And the problem is, whenever I'm washing dishes, I have a sudden urgency to go. And so I end up having dishes in the sink a lot because I don't want to wash the dishes because then it makes me have to pee every time. But I have OCD and I don't like having dishes in the sink. But then as soon as I go to wash dishes, I'm doing the pee-pee dance and I'm running, and it's like it never stops. And so, yeah, I could put them in the dishwasher, but then it's like I'm wasting water because it's not like I make a lot of dishes. But then they add up because every time I wash a dish, I'm like, oh, my legs are crossed, I'm twisting, turning nuts. There's a psychological connection between water running and the bladder, and there's no way around that sometimes. It's just a fact of life. You look great. Hopefully, you stay like that. Well, thank you. Yeah. Hopefully, 52 years old, still kicking, feel fine, have the energy, no problems, other than I gotta pee a lot. But I do drink like a little over a gallon of water a day. I take diuretics. I take lisinopril hydrochlorothiazide, which the hydrochlorothiazide is a diuretic. So 12.5 milligrams of that. It makes you have to pee, so it's causing your body to expel more water. It's making your kidneys expel more water. And so I got to be careful about, potassium, because you end up retaining potassium in your body. It does get rid of sodium. I did laundry, so I was checking to make sure the laundry's all right. I don't want to go to bed with, wet laundry. That's how that is. But like the new dryer, oh yeah, maybe I can go a little bit. I think maybe I need to. I feel like, yeah, I got to do some more. Yeah. It's the towels. That's what happens. The towels weigh it down. When you do the laundry, the towels, they are a burden on your laundry. They just make things take much longer to dry. So now I got to take all the towels out so that the rest of my laundry can dry. And I can't go to bed until my laundry dries because my pillowcase is in there and my night clothes are in there. I do wear night clothes. Or bedtime clothes like pajamas. All right. I'm trying to get all the towels out because they are just, man, I got everything all over the place. There we are. Maybe a little quick dry. All right, quick dry happening. Close this so I don't have to hear that thing going. Yeah, that's what's happening. It feels like a trickle when you have to. I know, right? Right? It happens sometimes. It happens. That's why you up so late. There you go. I'm telling you, got to do the laundry. Don't be so hard on yourself. You will figure things out in due time. When you're happy, it makes you smile. There you go, Rhonda. Yeah, I love being happy. You know, that's why I choose my friends wisely. And unfortunately, the friends that I do have, they're always traveling. So it's like even when I move closer to the friends that I want to spend time with, they're much further away, you know? And when I do have time to travel with them, I can't stay long enough. But, you know, that's part of life, you know? You just got to do what you can. I mean, I guess what happens is I feel the pressure because I feel like I'm not getting any younger. And I just want to be able to have the time with my friends while I am still, you know, alive and kicking. You know what I mean? Don't want to have regrets when it comes to a point where hopefully it never happens, like where I just not able to do anything anymore, which I hope never happens. So that's kind of where things are going. You know, so yeah, selling the house. It sounds like this is something I'm gonna have to do. I really would rather stay here, uh, but I know moving, selling a house, selling my car, selling my camera equipment, my, you know, like something like this, getting rid of this, you know what I mean? I got camera on the floor right there. Like basically right now it's just sitting there. And do I need it? Probably not anymore. I mean, there's things that I don't need. I got a keyboard in the closet that I don't play music much anymore. I'm always too busy walking, you know, job searching. This thing is like crazy. So I don't know. But anyway, my recent video, make sure you check it out. There's clips in there, unseen footage of me out in Nevada. I just wanted to bring that to YouTube because sometimes things happen and I don't have, you know, a chance to upload it or I get distracted. And I got around to just going through video clips. So I'm like, oh, look, I was here, I was there. Let me share this on YouTube now, you know, and that's kind of what happens there. So new footage, stuff you never saw. You're probably like, what the hell? What am I getting myself into? Why would I go in this place? And then all of a sudden, you know, I'm inside there, and there's this figure, this paper, like a cardboard cutout of three guys inside the witches underground church or the underground witches church or whatever that haunted church is in Nevada. There's these three guys. Any of you know who those three guys are? Let me know. I just want to see if you guys are on the same page I am on. There was three guys in this cardboard cutout that was in the underground witches church. They were leaning against the wall in the back of the underground church. Those three guys were standing there. When I got in there, they were there just facing me, all three of them. You got it right. It is the Three Stooges. Yes, they were standing there, right? I'm turning my camera, panning the camera to see graffiti on the wall, and I heard a sound, and I was like, what the hell's going on? And then I heard a really loud bang. I turn around to see what the hell it is. The door looked like it cracked shut more. And then I turn even more, and then the Three Stooges, they were gone. They were no longer against the wall. They vanished. The moment that I turned the camera around, they were gone, and I caught it on camera, and it's in that footage. And that's never seen before footage from Nevada. Never, ever seen before. And it was crazy because that was like something that I really wanted to share. And like, I'm going to get this on YouTube because this is nuts. And so if you have not seen that, maybe you have an explanation to how the hell something like that happens. You know, the moment I turn around, it's gone. Like they are no longer there. They were there 1 second. I hear a bang. Like, what the hell was that? Turn around, and they're gone. And it was pretty obvious that they were gone because I mean they took up half the wall, and then I don't see them anymore. And I know see Omar went in after me, right? And so I don't think they're there yet. They're probably not there anymore. So Omar probably didn't see them there unless they returned, but they were gone. And I'm like, what the hell? You know? Yeah. So make sure you watch my recent video on this channel because something paranormal happened in that church, that witch's church that I went exploring when I was out with Omar in Nevada. Because we were doing some things together, then we kind of split ways and we did our own things. And then we regrouped again. That's kind of how it's been when we did that whole Nevada thing, you know, and it was like, all right, I'm going to try to go in this place by myself and see what it's about because I heard about it. And so I went in there. My camera started malfunctioning. The light stopped working. I got my candle out, started lighting up a lighter. Things just started happening in there. I'm like, what the hell's going on? So I was trying to get answers, trying to communicate to whatever it was. I had my EMF detector, my meter with me to see if I could get any readings. It started moving. Then the candle flickered out. And I was like, okay, the candle's acting weird. What the hell's going on? So there was definitely something in there. And there was a lot of wind, but it was outside. I don't think it was going to be enough to blow the candle out from inside. But yeah, that's kind of that's a crazy thing that was happening. So yeah, the moment that I hear a bang, turn around, it's gone, and no one else was in there, just me. There was nobody in there but me. And yeah, that was recent stuff, a recent event that occurred. It was what it is. I don't know, how do you say recent? It's unseen stuff. It's unseen from when I was exploring that place by myself because Omar was doing things with his other friends. Like he's out there now, exploring places in that area. And like he and I, we did a lot of things together. But you know me, it's like I have a particular schedule, and I've mentioned this before, where I don't do everything that everybody else does. And I end up going to bed early. I have to eat at a certain time. I got to take my magnesium at night. I got to wear my blue blockers when it gets later, you know, and then I have to, you know, my bladder's like always constantly asking me to little, you know, hey, you got to go. You know, I'm very difficult on a road trip, you know, in a vehicle with somebody when I have to stop a lot. And, you know, it's not like you could just like, you know, oh, may get the little portable potty out, you want some privacy. It's kind of embarrassing, you know. It's like, what do you do, you know, and you're on the road with somebody, you know, you got to pull over somewhere, you know. So that's kind of the situation there. Let's see. You got to watch after this. There you go. Yeah. Let me know what the hell is going on with that. That's creepy stuff, you know, very creepy stuff. You know, see, the last time that Omar and I were like doing some of those things together was like 3 years ago, because we were in Vegas where we were doing things together, and then I was in Vegas without doing things with Omar. So, and then we reunite again. You know what I mean? It's kind of like we were just off doing our own things for a little bit, and then we're back together again. And so I kind of was jumping around time a lot. You know, you see bits and pieces of, you know, me doing this and this time and then that time, and I put it all together in a 30-minute video. So it's amazing how much time you can, you know, cram together into a short amount of time, and it all just comes together, especially when you have video clips that you left out, and then you either delete the video and re-upload it again, and then add the clips because you're like, oh damn, I left very important clips out. I'm deleting this and re-uploading because I left out some important stuff that was that I experienced when I was there. And it's like, why would I leave that out? I got to share this with the world. And you know, it happens. We forget things sometimes. We're forgetful. It's a good video. Thank you so much. I was hesitant. I was like, I was actually so close to deleting that video. I already deleted it once because, you know, it's like, okay, something wasn't right. I forgot to do this, and I didn't word the video the way I wanted to word the video. YouTube's algorithm took things the wrong way, I guess, and it just did not reach out to everybody. And I'm like, you know what? There's some details I left out, and I want to make sure that I put everything in the video, and it's, you know, make sure I describe it as accurate as I can in the description so that YouTube can push it the right way. So I deleted it. And this is not the first time I've deleted a video after uploading it because I may have used the wrong thumbnail or the wrong description, or it's like I think back and it's like, damn, I left this out. I want this in there, or this was not right, or that was wrong, or I forgot this. And then it's like, okay, well, the video has been up for 30, 40 minutes now. Is it too late to delete it and then fix the problem and then re-upload it? Or do we just let it go? And so now I re-uploaded this video, which I just uploaded, a couple hours ago, deleted that one and re-uploaded it. So I'm all over the timeline going crazy with this. But all right, this thing is just blinding me now. It's like right in my eyes. So that's the situation there. This thing is faced that way. God, this thing is crazy. Oh man. Let's see who's in the stream here tonight. Tim Loyal. Hey, what's going on? Rhonda's out here, didn't watch it yet. There you go. Don't forget to hit the like button. Well, kids are only kids for so long, then they grow up, get married, move on their own, and then they forget they have parents because that's what happens. They used to texting and phone calls maybe almost every day. Then it goes down to maybe once a week, then maybe once a month, and then all of a sudden 10 months goes by, you don't hear from anybody unless there's a disaster going on and somebody's asking if you're okay. And other than that, you just never hear anybody. It's just what happens, right? I've learned to accept it and move on because I can't keep dwelling on it because I have all these other things going on in my life, and I'm just glad that I'm able to wake up and be alive because things could be much worse. And I'm not out of the water yet. I'm not out of the woods, whatever you want to call it, until this next test, proves otherwise. Like, unless everything goes fine on my next procedure that I have coming up, things are still up in the air. Life is short. I'm living each day like it's my last because I don't want to miss out on anything and then it's too late. And that was one of the problems I was dealing with because I was spending money like there was no tomorrow because I was thinking, oh, well, I'm not going to be around long enough to worry about it. Thinking maybe I got 18 months left. Maybe I got maybe a year or two left in money left anyway before it's all gone. I break out even. I end up, leaving this world by some disease that eats your body away without having to worry about any money being left. It's kind of where my mind has been, and it's not a good place, but that's where it's been since February of 2023. And it's been a very, very dark and draining and emotionally wearing kind of mindset. It's just been eating at me every day. And it's like I keep thinking my life is over, that I have this disease that is just eating my internal vital organs, and it's spreading, and it's going to go here and go there, and it's going to be a critical situation to the point where, I'm not going to be able to do anything that I normally do. And I don't like to say the word that starts with C. I don't like to say the C word because I don't want to pop this thing into existence by calling its name. So I'm just not going to say the word. But there are things that are happening right now to make sure that I don't have any of these things happening, and I don't have the answers that I want to fully satisfy me emotionally yet, because there are still things that need to be looked into before I get a clear bill of health. That's where I'm standing. And, so there's thousands of dollars worth of procedures up ahead that I'm hoping that my insurance is going to cover. But right now, it's more about my health. It's about me. Money is nothing if you don't have your health. Money is irrelevant. Money doesn't mean anything if you don't have your health, because your health is the most important thing. That's the thing that you should prioritize. Life itself is the most important thing. Without it, everything else doesn't matter. The existence of money, the existence of your home, your assets, anything you have, any debt, anything you owe, anything you have, anything in your life no longer is of importance or in existence if you're no longer in the world to have that existence in your reality. You are gone. You're no longer in existence. It all doesn't matter anymore. It's a nothing, you know? So that's my mindset, like I'm thinking like, okay, you know, I'm on borrowed time, and it's just a matter of when the severity of things start to kick in, to where now I really know that I'm going downhill fast. And that's what I'm so scared of, because I feel so good now. But I have fears that I'm going to wake up one day and I'm not going to be able to say that, because it's not going to happen. So this is a mental issue. It creates a mental problem. I don't know if you want to call it mental problem, but it creates, you know, emotional problems. And so it's bad for my mental health to have these health anxieties that are so overwhelming that it takes away my happiness. And then I start being dependent more on friendships and being with people. And then I start feeling more disappointment. And this disappointment start to feel more amplified, more significant, because then I feel like, everything is just falling apart on me, and I just want my friends to know that I really care much about them, and I want to spend time with them. And I understand that they may be busy and not have time to accommodate some of my quirks that I have, the things that set me apart from others, things that may be an inconvenience for others, that I try to blend in with my friends, and not be so complicated, and not have these issues where it's, oh yeah, I forgot, we can't do that because you have this problem or this issue, or oh, we can't eat there because this or that, or oh, I know I can't go there with you because of this or that, or it's always because of this or that. I just want to be able to find some common grounds where, like, we can go here because I love doing this. I know you can do this. It's all about you. It's all about me. We're gonna have fun. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping that we can do these things and we all enjoy it with no limitations, no, worries about, who can do this, who can't do that. And no one gets, left out, or no one feels awkward, no one feels uncomfortable, or feels like they're letting somebody down by, you know, being difficult, or, not being easy you know, to spend time with, because of all these things that I can and cannot do, the list of no don't do's, and the list of what I can do, and there's some in between. So I feel like I have trouble having friends, and I feel like my friends, the way my mind is, I always feel like I have friends, but how many of them are real friends and they're not fake friends? What if they're just pretending to be friends, but they really don't, but then they're not true to the friendship? What if they're they're giving you this illusion that they're a good friend of yours, right? This It's an illusion where they they act like your friend, they make promises, they say, this or that, but then they never deliver on those promises. but when they say them, it sounds good. It's like, wow, this is a good friend. They said this or they said that, so they must be a good friend because they're saying these things. But then when time goes by and you want to maybe take someone up on that offer, or you want to do this or that or whatever they said, and then this happens or that happens, and then what they were telling you, or if there was an invitation for this or that, and then something happens and then this never happens, or some situation gets in the way, and then you start thinking, well, was this an open, was this an empty invite? Was this like just someone saying it to be nice, someone saying it to sound like a friend, or did someone wholeheartedly mean what they said? They mean what they said. We're going to do this, you can do that, or we can get together here, we can do this, or come over here, or whatever it may be, that you know they follow through, and they wholeheartedly meant what they said without backing out or come up with an excuse or trying to you know avoid avoid doing the things that were promised. It's not like I go out of my way, pointing anything out like, "Oh, you said you were going to do this and you didn't do it." Like if a week goes by, but if someone says something and it sounds like they really wholeheartedly meant it, and it made you feel so good, and it's like, wow, what a great friend. Then you're like, then you feel awkward if you take them up on an offer, and you're like, well, if you do accept it, and then you do, then are you imposing on them, or are you just like, what do you do? And then you ask them, oh, okay, well, when's a good time for me to come over? Or when's a good time for this or that? And then they keep like kind of jumping around that. And then maybe it just never happens, or something happens and it gets in the way and they can't do it. And I'm not pointing to any particular person. I don't want anybody getting any misunderstanding. I don't want anybody getting hurt feelings. I'm talking in general, like how my life has gone with friendships and how it could affect my current friendships that I have because of what has happened before in the past with friends who I've used to live close to and move far away from. And then I move closer to new friends and friends that I've had that I used to travel to see, and now I don't have to travel as long. It's just that when other friends or my new friends, if they make any promises, then in the back of my head, I'm thinking, is this going to be the same situation again, but from a different person? Am I being delivered false promises? Am I being delivered, just are are my friends saying these things to make me feel good, to make me feel like I'm loved? But are they really meaning what they're saying? Is it like coming from their heart, or is it just, oh, it sounds nice to say, it sounds good, so say it because it sounds good, or say it because you truly mean it, and you're going to follow through with it? That's kind of where I am. So I have trust issues with like people in general. And so it complicates, relationships and friendships, because in the back of my head, I'm thinking, okay, well, they said this, and then now this, I'm starting to think, did they really mean what they said, or where do I stand? Or am I too complicated? Am I pushing someone away because of my anxieties, my financial problems, or maybe even what I upload on YouTube? Maybe somebody watches my YouTube content, and maybe it creates this tension or awkwardness, or maybe something just doesn't vibe right, and maybe they don't understand what's wrong with me or why I'm doing what I'm doing, or whatever circumstance may be. Sometimes, YouTube content can interfere with friendships. It can get in the way with, even in family relationships. It can cause a problem. And then there's the point where it's like, do I just give up YouTube, sell everything because I don't want it to interfere with my friendships? Because my friendships mean more than YouTube. And so I'm at the point where I don't know what to do, because I'm like, I don't want YouTube to come between me and my friends. And so now I feel like I either need to change the kind of content that I'm doing and get away from certain kinds of things and be in a different place, and try not to be, relatable to and like try not to fit in with what everybody else. Like if I have friends that make certain kind of content, then maybe I need to make different content than they make so that I am not stepping on their toes or putting them in an awkward situation where they feel like, they got to watch what they say, what they do, because then they don't want to like confuse people about what I upload. Or, if they say something in the comments, it might contradict what I'm trying to do or accomplish in a YouTube video, or it may cause a misunderstanding, because one thing may be said and then one thing may be implied, or misunderstood. And then I might be called out as a liar because of one thing spoken here and one thing said there. And, it just, things can happen when you have friends who also make YouTube content, you know. And I have several friends who make YouTube content, but only a few that are close friends, you know. And so I had the worries, that my YouTube content creation could interfere with my friendships because maybe I, get carried away sometimes and I'm stressed out about things. And so maybe they see that side of me, and that it might not be a very, very good thing for them to witness. And they might see me, just complaining. And then maybe they've had a conversation where, you know, they tell me, to be positive, and, if you can do anything you put your mind to, if you just, just try your best at it, or whatever it may be. And then I don't want to be a disappointment to my friends if I keep going down this path on YouTube where I'm like being self-destructive, where I get to the point where I get so mad about everything and I get so critical about everything, and then I start overthinking things, and then it affects me and my content. And then I feel like the advice that my friends give me, I feel like they might, think that I'm totally ignoring their advice, or I'm disregarding what they're saying, and not, you know, and then maybe they'll take that the wrong way. And I don't mean to, fall away from that. I don't mean to, fall short of, following the advice of my friends, respecting their opinions and ideas. I respect my friends' opinions and ideas, and I try to follow their advice the best I can. I've always had great advice from my friends, but the problem is, you know, a lot of things are easier said than done. So someone saying this or saying that, it's much easier, when spoken. Or, and for some people, it may be easier for them to accomplish because they have a different mindset about things, or they have different life experiences. They might not have the same kind of anxieties. People have anxieties. We all have anxieties to some level, but some have worse anxieties in certain areas of life. And so I try to follow the advice of my friends, but sometimes I feel like I fall short of following all the advice or sticking to it. And then I become a disappointment. And then I think sometimes there's a point in your life where you may have friends who are getting tired of you disappointing them because, they tell you, give you the advice, then you don't follow it to, all the way, or you don't follow it all. And then you complain that things are not working out because the advice wasn't followed. But it's not like you're complaining to them, but you're complaining to the world on YouTube. And so they may get word of that. And then it comes back, well, I told this person this, but they just keep on insisting that they're going to do it this way and do it that way. And then they're complaining. So I pretty much, I'm done with this person. I just can't keep on trying to help them out because they keep complaining. And I don't want to be in that situation where somebody has to say that about me. And hopefully that never happens. But in the back of my head, I think that I create that because I feel like, me not, I guess, following through with some of the advice that my friends have, because life gets in the way and things are much easier said than done. I feel like I've become that disappointment. And then there's only so many times I could disappoint somebody before they're just done with me and they just want to, cut me out of their lives. And maybe I have this kind of sense of insecurity because I have people in my life who have already cut me out, who have already stopped talking to me, who has already like just left me for dead, basically. Like they think I don't exist anymore. So I can't not help to think that it can happen again and again. with friends, anywhere, anytime. And so that's something that I'm dealing with. It's an anxiety and it's a fear that I'm dealing with. You know, I have great, wonderful, trustworthy friends who I would do anything for. I don't hold anything against any of my friends if they don't talk to me because I disappoint them because I don't follow their advice, or I try but it doesn't work out, and then I fall back into the pattern of complaining about it, and then instead of keeping it to myself, I vent out on YouTube, and there'll be this whole trend where I'm like sharing positive stuff and I'm happy and I'm smiling, and then something just like breaks up that trend, and it just happens to be like my breaking point where it's like I can't keep I can't keep living this lie of happiness. Like, I don't live a lie unless I am pretending that I'm happy when I'm not. And then I feel like I'm living a lie when when I'm looking like I'm happy, but then I'm hiding my anxiety and my anger and my fears, and the feelings of uncertainty and the feelings of failure and the feelings of like loneliness. And I feel like I hide all those things to the point where it's hurting me because I feel like I'm living an alternate reality, and then I become someone else on YouTube. You know, I become the person I want to be, and then sometimes I become the person I don't want to be, so that I'm happy that when I'm not on YouTube, that I'm the better person in real life. I end up like flipping around back and forth between these two different realms where I live vicariously through the content that I create. And then sometimes I want to create this alternate reality of the life that I wish I could have, the life that I wish, was more frequent. Even if I have it, I wish it was more, more of a consistent thing. And so then I create this alternate reality and share it on YouTube, and then I'm happy I'm reliving those moments, or it may be a past experience that I had and I recreate it again and relive it, and I just cannot get over it. And so it becomes a cycle that I end up getting myself caught in. And then what happens eventually is things don't work out like I'm hoping for, and I'm like, okay, I'm getting impatient. Like, this is, I want to do this, I want to do that. I've created this other kind of reality in my life where I'm doing this or going here or doing that, and it never pans out. And then some of these realities I share online. Some of these are just stuff that I fool myself with, where I get in this mindset of where I'm escaping the real world, and maybe I'll go drive somewhere for an hour or so, go near a tropical, something that looks tropical to me, go near a beach, and I'll just walk on the beach and I'll just try to pretend that you know, I've escaped madness, and, I'm like thousands of miles away and I'm on vacation, and just try to make myself think I'm on vacation. And then reality comes, oh, I'm just only, 30, 40 minutes away walking on a beach, you know, I got to get back in mad traffic and get back home, and there's no escape. I don't have any kind of vacation rental to spend my time in, and hear the ocean outside the window. I start tricking myself like that. And it become much easier to do that on YouTube. And I've done it in the past where, I would create these situations, and I was like, I just want to be able to be happy. So if I'm not going to be happy in real life, let me at least be happy on YouTube. That way everybody's happy for me. So if I'm miserable, I don't want everybody miserable. So I'm just going to bite the bullet and be happy, put on a smile, let all the problems, just be hidden for the time being, and be happy on YouTube. And so I've done that for so long, where I kind of just hid the sadness, the loneliness, the anger, the disappointments, the things that made me feel like I failed in life, and try to just focus on the positive. And every little thing that made me feel good, I just made it seem much better than it really was. And then there was times where I just wanted to make my life look miserable on YouTube, so that way when I look at the videos, I'm like, wow. that's the way my life could be. And then I'm like, I'm thankful that I'm not really living that life. And so then I get this sense of comfort that when I'm not in that actual, in that other reality of me being miserable, me being angry, paranoid about stalkers or taking things to another level, then I'm like, wow, I'm glad I'm really not that person. I'm glad I'm not freaking out like that. You know, it's my way to escape the thing that I don't want to be by being the thing I don't want to be in a virtual world and knowing that I'm not in that situation, or at least not to that extent, to not to that level. And then I'm able to separate myself from that situation and be happier because it's like, all right, so would you rather feel, you know, a couple needles poking you, or would you rather have 1,000 needles poking you? I'd rather just feel a couple needles than 1,000. Even with fire, I'd rather feel a small little flame than feel a big torch on me. So it's like pick your poison. Pick the lesser of the evil of the two evils. So if I'm stressed out, you know, if I had a choice of being stressed out or extremely stressed out and to the point of emotional health is at risk, I'll pick the just being stressed out instead. So sometimes my YouTube content's all over the place because I'm trying to escape things in life. And then sometimes it's either escaping from the things by creating what it could be if it was in a worse situation and then being glad that I'm not in that situation, or creating the escape where I wish my life was the way it is that I would represent, by always being happy when deep down I'm miserable, and then hoping that maybe one day that'll come true and I'll be happy. But when I watch the video, I'm like, wow, I'm a happy person. Yeah. When I'm with my friends and I'm happy, if I'm not able to go with my friends, I'll find a way to escape virtually and relive those moments with my friends. However way I can, whether it's through YouTube or it's just watching a video of the time we spent together on my computer over and over, but never sharing it on YouTube, but just watching it for myself. That's kind of where I am. YouTube is a tricky thing. YouTube is, it could be detrimental. I mean, it's like this. YouTube could be toxic to your mental health, or it could be a positive thing. It depends on how you utilize it. Depends on what you do with YouTube and how you can separate yourself from reality and fiction and know the difference. And I think when you try too hard to escape the reality by creating an alternate reality, because I used to make a lot of skits in the past, and I got so caught up in, exaggerating stuff on YouTube, for the, I guess, for the better entertainment value, that become almost like a switch. Like the moment I knew the camera was on, it was like if I was smiling a little bit, I was smiling a lot more on the camera. If I was just a little bit angry, I was really, really angry on the camera. So whatever emotion I had at the time, whether positive or negative, it was amplified the moment that it was being recorded for YouTube. And so that was a continuous thing. And I think that's a kind of a natural thing for a lot of us on YouTube. We tend to maybe add a little bit of a spice to our personality, a little bit of a something exaggerating. It's Pastor Rick Lee Bishop, Psalms 42. He brought me up also out of a horrible pit, out of the miry clay, and set my feet upon the rock and established in my steps. God bless you. $10. Thank you so much. That does definitely help. You know what? My bank, this is crazy. Not to complain, but it's just the numbers. It's almost like God just spoke to me. My checking account, they took $10 out of my checking account because I had under $500. I'm like, wow. So now they're going to charge me $10 a month because I have under $500 in my checking account. What the hell is this about? Like $10 a month, that's a lot of money when you're like on limited income. And so just seeing $10, like, well, that was like the magic number, because that's like if the bank actually took that out of my money, and I called and I was upset about it. I'm like, why did they just steal my $10? Basically, like they took $10. I feel like I was robbed. I feel like the bank just stole $10 out of my checking account. All because I had under 500. I'm like, to me, that's like criminal. Like, really, like stealing people's money when like I'm struggling as it is, and you want to just take $10, $10. Shit, I could have bought a couple pounds of chicken thighs, like, are you kidding me? JC World of Wonder, how you doing? Thank you so much for being out here. Carolyn, how you doing? Amy, wish I can contribute. I have to make up my loss. There you go, Amy. Yes, just being here in the comments. That's great in itself, and it's a blessing. We got Mary Johnson. OI tickles about to give everything to the family. Thought it was so much worse than like. I feel like I've given so much to friends and family, but I feel like nobody. I don't know. I feel like I'm just taken the wrong way. Sometimes there's so many misunderstandings in life. I just feel like sometimes I just get misunderstood. Not everybody understands other people. It's just the way life is. But anyway, you guys are amazing. If you haven't checked out the video, my latest video, there's some unseen footage. I mean, I went into that place in Nevada, that underground witches church. Omar and I were traveling in Nevada, and we kind of did our separate things while we were out there. And in that church, there was some footage that I forgot to upload. So it's in that video now. So you get to see what you were missing. You get to see everything together. You get to see the whole experience. When I went in there, those Three Stooges cutout, they vanished. Like they were there 1 second, I heard a bang, turn around, they're gone. I'm like, what the heck is going on? And I caught it all on camera. So I know I'm not like losing my mind, because I look back at the footage, I'm like, yeah, okay, it's gone. It's gone. And something just seemed different about that whole place the moment they were gone. It's like I felt a different vibe in the air. Things just seemed a little different. It just felt different there. But that's kind of how that went. Crazy stuff. That church is definitely spooky. I think I am done. I know I had one of my friends who was telling me, yeah, you go to church with me. I'm like, yeah, I need to start going to church more, right? Just kind of help me spiritually, maybe get me in a better place emotionally. But I definitely don't want to go to that particular one anymore. I'm done. I think that's the end of that. Stay out of that one. But I got a new job as a part-time caregiver. There you go. Yeah, and I used to be in that kind of thing. And I was also, electrician, and worked in so many different things, ran my own business, had websites for different companies, automotive, construction, you name it, the computer repairs, was publisher of all different kinds of educational material for healthy eating, working out, fitness, all that good stuff, technology, faceless YouTube channels that did really well. I had so many different things going for me. It was just, e-commerce, did a lot of stuff on eBay and then Amazon, and it all fell apart though. I think what happened since the pandemic, everybody started doing stuff online. It just I just become a needle in a haystack is what happened to me. All my livelihood just melted away. It's a shame, but that's what happens. You work so hard, all of a sudden, boom, it's all gone. All of it's gone. Anyway, you guys are amazing. I'm glad you made it out here to this live stream. Smash that like button, share this live stream. Make sure to check out the recent video of me exploring that underground witches church, that haunted church thing that it's like, what happened to the Three Stooges? Why did they just disappear? Like, did the spirits do something with them? Did they just right there on the spot? I know Omar went after me, and he went with James, and so I doubt that they were back. I think they were missing. I think they're still gone. We don't know where they went. Where are they? Where did they go? Are they hiding behind something somewhere in that place? They could be hiding somewhere in there. I just know that they disappeared. As soon as I turned the camera, they were gone. They were there 1 minute, gone the next. The craziest thing I've ever witnessed. It's like, wow, how does that ever happen? And it happened in real time, too. All right. Let's see. Rhonda, Mary, you guys stay safe out there. Best advice I've ever received from my father and my mother is always be your true self. There will always be someone out there who will have something negative to say about you. So do what you love. There you go. Thank you so much for those words of wisdom there. Yeah. Are you ready for Christmas and New Year's 2024? In a way. I'm not ready for the uncertainties of 2024. You know, what's going to happen that way. I am worried about, what's going to happen with my health insurance and stuff like that. And there's a lot of worries I have. So we'll see what happens. A lot of legit worries, a lot of concerns. Just want to be able to be happy, spend time with my friends, not let my quirks and my complicated, issues that I have interfere with my friendships. I don't want that to happen. I cherish the friendships I have. They mean a lot, and I don't have many friends because I have trust issues, and so I try to keep my friends, a small amount of friends, because having too many friends is too much to keep up with. Then you start getting a little bit overwhelmed. I hope you're not moving out. You have been great. Why would you let something get the better of you and make you move unless you really want to? I really don't want to move. I'm just afraid that I'm going to be forced to move and have to sell everything and everything I worked so hard for and everything I've done to get to this point. I feel like it's being undone financially. It's being undone because no one wants to hire me. Like, we are 52. We want to hire someone younger. We don't want to hire someone who has to use the bathroom every 40 minutes. We're never going to get any work done. It's kind of the situation I'm in. I need to. The only thing that I would do good at is what I already do now, but I'm just not getting paid enough to do what I do now. The value of my work has dropped by 95 to 99% in that range. I mean, I'm making a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of what I used to make, but putting the same amount of work, and I've even put in more work to try to get ahead, but it doesn't do anything. That's where I am. I'm doing what I know how to, I'm doing what I'm good at doing, but I'm not getting paid like I used to doing the same thing. I'm stuck in that situation. And I'm so used to being my own boss, running my own business, being able to use the bathroom when I need to, eat the certain foods, take the supplements when I need to take supplements, do all the things that I need at the times that my body demands those things without being a disruption to a business, to a company, and not getting fired, because I've been terminated before because of these things in the past. So that's why I decided working for myself is good. And back then, I wasn't as dependent. I think my bladder got worse in the last 10 years or so. It seemed like it just got worse and worse and worse, but I've always had to, every couple hours had to go ever since I can ever remember. But it just seemed like it just got worse in the last 10 years. Oh boy. I had friends, but I just stopped being around them. Mamma mia. All right, Carolyn there. I know sometimes it can be like that. A lot of people are in debt and can't pay credit cards and everything. It's terrible. I know it's definitely terrible. Like I said, I don't want to have to move. I mean, I put so much of my heart and soul into this house. I did so much to this house. I did everything, and it's not just for me. I did it for others who I thought were going to be sharing this house with me. It wasn't just a me house. It was like supposed to be a family situation here. It was supposed to be, something that was going to be bigger than just me, but it just didn't work out, and I don't think it ever is. And so with that, it's like, what am I going to do, So I'm conflicted, I want to stay here, but it's going to require my income to be significantly more than what it is to stay here. Because my retirement, yeah, I mean, on the plus side, Apple stocks went up. Some of my high paying dividend stocks went up. So, my retirement savings went up just a little bit, but I don't have a whole lot of money left invested. So it's not like it's taken a big impact. But if I were to have the amount of money that I had in there 3 or 4 years ago, those upticks in Apple and the uptick in a couple of the high dividend stocks, those ETFs, man, I would have a lot more. I'd probably get have another car paid for, a new one, but that's long gone. It's kind of how it is. You know what I mean? That's how life is. But I guess it's going to be it for now. I got to get to bed, you know. I got to definitely get to bed. Brunswick's not too far from here. Brunswick is a little bit further north. Thank you. I love it here. It's warmer weather here. It's nicer here. Beautiful. I just wish that things would work out so I can maintain what I have. I don't want to lose what I have. I do have some friends who say that they have some work for me. They have some electrical work for me. So hopefully that'll still, that's still something that's on the table. I'm hoping and praying that is, because I need that. I need it right now, big time. I need the work. Plus, it also is beneficial. I like to help people. And so if I have friends who want something done and they're willing to pay me, it's like, well, then it's a beneficial, because they're getting work done and they're not going to pay, 3 or 4 or 5 times more to have someone else do it. And they might not have as much pride in the work that they do that I would have, knowing that I'm doing the work for a friend. I feel like it just puts more, I put more of my heart and soul into it. You know what I mean? It's more of a personal thing. Let's see. We'll never be in your house, Bobby, but guessing it's big, it looks like it is. Yeah, it's big enough for a family, and I'm just one person. And I feel like I need, you know what I mean? Like, that's why it's like I need to figure it out. You should try buying auction storage, something I want to do for the future. I've got to figure out, yeah, imagine that, finding out some deals there. That would be nice, huh? Awesome. All right, guys. Well, I'm glad, I had the time to chat with you out here. I have to unwind. I was supposed to put my blue blockers on an hour and a half ago, so I'm like way past that. And I got this light in my eye, so that's making the problem even worse. Yeah, I love fishing. It's been a while since I'd done fishing. Would love to do it again. I have some friends in the neighborhood that want to do fishing with me. It's just a matter of them having the time to do those things. They do go out camping a lot. They got RVs. They got campers and stuff. I'm like, man, these people must be making good money, earning a living. And it's like, part of me is like, I wish I was doing what they were doing, because they're doing something right, so that's what happens there. Anyway, you guys stay safe out there, and I guess we'll have a video. I'll have a video up again soon, just out and about doing things. Do you see Chelsea or Luna lately? Does she still hang with Omar and James? It's been a while since I actually hung out and saw anybody else besides Omar, and I think it's pretty much it. Omar and a few other people. Haven't even seen any of his animals much. It's been a while since I've even done all that. It's kind of like things are just happening so fast right now. But anyway, if you haven't checked out that video of me at the underground church experiencing something there, caused the Three Stooges to just disappear, which is all unseen footage in that whole disappearing act there. I don't know how the hell it happened, but it's there. So check it out. never seen before experience I had in there that was definitely something that's telling me not to go back. Not to go back. Stay away from there. Don't go back there. I can't. All right. I gotta end this. I gotta get some more water. And I know I shouldn't be drinking water. I should be going to bed without drinking water. But I'm thirsty. All right. So take care, everybody. Smash that like button. Share this on the, I guess on the Tubi webs, whatever, on the UB2B webs, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. That's going to be it for this live stream. Just check out that new video I got there. You know, I know it gets confusing when you see something and you're like, okay, where is Bobby now? Where is Bobby? He was just here. He was just there. Now he's there. Because sometimes, like, if you saw me out and about with my friend Omar in Florida, you know, like I said, it's not like I was just in Florida recently. We were together on a four-wheeler, and those were fun moments when, you know, we were able to have that time, and I was kind of reliving those moments, and I just wanted to throw that into the video, you know, towards the end, you know. So it's why it jumps all over the place. You're like, wait a minute, you're Nevada, now you're in Florida, you're here and there, because like sometimes I put several videos together and I just throw it together in different timelines, you know, because like I said, I try to relive some of those moments because I enjoy those moments, and I like to share what I enjoy on YouTube. But I gotta go. The AI is starting to get on my nerves again. Anyway, OI tickles. Show you outside. I couldn't show you outside. It's too dark. I don't think it's, you know. Let's see what it. I mean, there's outback out here. I just don't know how, you know. I'm afraid this thing is gonna go flippy floppy on me. All right, well, this is outside. In the back. I don't know. Okay. Out in the back. I don't know if it's gonna cut out or not. Ooh, brighten this up. I'm trying to make it brighter. You might find some animals out here. Sometimes there's coyotes out here. You know? I'm surrounded by woods out here. It's like nothing but woods. See woods out here. But there's outside for now. Oh, crap. Ugh. Turn this thing around. Now I'm gonna blind myself some more. Now I'm really blind. I can't see what I'm doing here. This thing is so bright. Ooh, wow. Just come on, stop being so bright. Oh my God, it's too tight. All right, there we go. It's dark out there. Not a whole lot of lights out here. You know, it's definitely dark. Yeah, you gotta watch out for the bushy cat. There's a bushy cat outside. They're usually outside this window. You got a bushy cat outside these windows. Right out here. The cat is usually outside this window here. You hear it lurking around. Right out there. I don't know. Let's see if I can turn it around. All right, I don't know if I can get right out this window. Sometimes I hear meowing. I don't know. Now I'm going to start looking around. Could be something that's going to creep out of nowhere. You said to go look outside. Now that you got me looking outside, now it's like I want to make sure ain't no critters. I can't really see out the windows, but I got woods all around me, so sometimes I listen and I can hear things outside. Like you can hear coyotes like howling. I don't know. Can't hear anything. All I hear is clocks ticking. I just hear the clocks going tick, 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 tock, tick, tock. They're just tick tocking. I don't hear anything. I don't hear anything really. All right. Yeah, I don't hear nothing. All I hear is this damn camera light is making like a. It's too noisy. I don't know if you guys can hear it. It's like a high pitched sound. It's really annoying. All right, I think I might have fixed that. It was getting so loud. I don't hear it. Usually I can hear like the coyotes in the distance. You can hear them howling. They're out here sometimes. You can just hear them outside the window. It's like, ugh. But you know what? Why would I be afraid of a coyote? Why am I afraid of? I'm not afraid of coyotes because they're not going to eat me. They're only after like little animals and stuff. They're. Ooh, is that better lighting? They're after like small dogs and cats. So that's why you got to keep your bushy cat in the house when the coyotes are loose. Because we do have coyotes out here. And I always get these ring alerts all the time where there's coyotes found. There's a coyote in the yard. There's a coyote here. People always talking about coyotes. I'm like, oh yeah, well, you know, as long as you have your little animals in the house, coyotes are not gonna bother you. You know what I mean? They're not like pack of wolves. But if there was a pack of wolves, I would be like, maybe it's not a good time to be outside. Let's stay inside. We're not going outside while there's a pack of wolves out there. Let's just wait until they're gone. You know. Anyway, I do have to go. I don't happen as I was. It was like I was. Someone said, I know you were suggesting, hey, go outside, show me outside. If I go out in the front, I'm going to lose my signal. It happens all the time. And then the stream's going to get stuck in limbo forever. I go out in the back, it's fine. I can't go too far. I lose my signal, I can't not get back into the stream, and the stream gets hung up. And that's what happens. And then it's the end of that. And then I can't like close off the stream, and then I need to close off the stream. That way it's easier. Got Fallen out here. Hey, everybody. Caroline, Melissa, how you doing from Daytona Beach, Florida? Mamma mia. Yeah, I used to go out that way. Volusia County, right? I guess it's Volusia County. Oh, yeah. You're near Ormond Beach there. Oh yeah, the fun. But yeah, good weather. Really good weather. Loving the weather. Got some wind though. Definitely windy lately. The wind is crazy. I'm just like, what the hell's going on here? I'm like, I got a magic carpet in the front yard. I got a magic carpet because the carpet was flying. I'm like, oh damn, wind's so bad. Got a carpet flying outside. What in the hell's going on? Oh man, yeah. So that's kind of what's happening there. But yeah, I guess I better go. It's gonna be it, guys. I gotta get out of here. I gotta end this stream, and I gotta start another stream. And you know what? I'm not even getting into details of what that stream is because I'm holding something in for a long time, and I don't think I can hold it any longer. I'm past my point of no return. The sacrifice I make sometimes for a live stream, holding in a pee that needs to be gone. What am I doing to myself? What am I like? Can I take this torture anymore? No, I can't. I need to stop this. Glad to see you. There you go. Thank you so much, guys, for being here. Your trees like breaking. I'm telling you, I hear something out there. It's crazy. Yeah, there's raccoons out here too, and rabbits all over the place, and gopher tortoises. We got gopher tortoises. You know, I think it's like a South Georgia thing, and then Florida has them too. When I go to see my friend Omar, you know, in Florida, he's got them in his property. Like they're all over the place. Oh boy! All right, guys, that's gonna be it. Take care. Be safe out there. I gotta end this stream because I need to start another stream. But check out that video when you get a chance. Check out the video that I've uploaded. Just uploaded tonight, which now it's no longer tonight. It's tomorrow already. But yeah, unseen footage, crazy encounter while at the that place in Nevada, that underground church. Something was there. Something blew out my candle. Something made the cardboard cutouts of the Three Stooges disappear within minutes of me still being in there the whole time. Turn the camera around, 1 minute it's there, turn it around, the next minute it's gone. It is gone, like vanished. And it's all there on that in the video. Some crazy stuff. But anyway, take care and be safe, everybody. I gotta get out of here. Oh man, that's it for tonight. Take care, guys.